We know that we're going to need to complete the square to get this equation for a parabola that's in standard form right now to be in vertex form eventually. So the first step to do that is to first check out whether or not the expression we have on the right side of our equation, the expression involving x, is in fact a perfect square right now. To my knowledge, there's nothing that we can multiply by itself, or at least nothing pretty to get this. So we're going to add 15 to both sides so that we can pick our own constant to complete the square with on the right side. So that gives us y plus 15 equals negative 6x squared plus 20. And since we have a leading coefficient over here that is not equal to 1, I need to factor out that leading coefficient so that the right side of our equation eventually has the form of a coefficient times some binomial where x with a coefficient of 1 is the first term. So I simply factor out the negative 6 from both terms on the right side. Then we need to figure out what constant term to add to this expression inside the parentheses to make it a perfect square. Since I know that when I have a binomial squared, the coefficient of the middle term is just twice the number that we have as the second term in the binomial, we can find the constant that we're adding to the end by dividing the coefficient of the x to the first term by 2. Then I need to square it since I have c squared as the coefficient on the end over here in our multiplied out polynomial. That gives me 25 over 9. So that's what belongs inside the parentheses here. But it's not actually the number that we're adding to both sides of the equation. That number is going to be negative 6 times 25 over 9. It looks like I forgot my negative signs here. Multiplying 25 over 9 by negative 6 gives me negative 50 over 3. So that's the number that we need to add to both sides. Once I subtract 50 over 3 from both sides, all we need to do is simplify this or modify it so that we get it into vertex form. Our final equation in vertex form then is y minus 5/3 equals negative 6 times x minus 5/3 squared. Where's our vertex then? Well, we can read it off. It's at the point 5/3, 5/3.